TwisterMagic.com. Magic with a twist.
Twister Magic, Magic with a Twist, presents.
TwisterMagic.com. Magic with a twist.
Hello and welcome to the Cap Zero DVD. My name is George Iglesias and it is a pleasure to be here with you sharing some of my ideas and handlings for this amazing gimmick that will allow you to float and levitate heavy objects such as a cup full of liquid, a Pringles can for example, a potato chips, a deck of cards, a cell phone, or any object that your imagination will allow you to perform. Of course, you have to adapt the gimmick and we will go step by step in the different handlings that you can use on stage to perform the Cap Zero DVD. This was originally conceived to float a cup full of liquid. That's the main idea of the trick and that's why the name is here, Cap Zero, like Coke Zero, zero gravity and floating objects. But of course, I consider very important to share with you also that with the Cap Zero gimmicks, you can adapt this and do more stuff and try to incorporate another kind of objects floating on your stage show. So let's first review what it is inside of your box and we will go from there. Materials. Inside of your Cap Zero box, you will receive the DVD that you are watching right now, and also 3 plastic bags that contains everything you will need to perform these amazing effects. First and the most important, the Cap Zero gimmick, that is a plastic ring with a thread. Also, you receive the Penta thread, that is a very special thread that I will talk later on the chapter of the performing and the history of this trick. And also an extra gimmick. Very important to customize your own gimmicks and adapt them to your objects, any kind of object that you wish or desire to fly. So, let's review your materials in detail. First of all, as I explained you before, you have the Cap Zero gimmick inside of a bag. You have a plastic ring with the painted thread. It's almost invisible, and when you do it on stage, it doesn't matter how far or close they are never going to notice that you are using a thread. Even when you hold it in your hands and you put it a few feet away from you, you'll notice that there is no way of seeing it. So, this is basically a ring, as I explained you, and it have a loop, and I will go in detail later on with a thread that you can see, a white thread that I'll use for explanation purposes. So it comes in a loop from one side to another side. So basically, if I hold it in the center, I can have this floating in the mid-air. This is specifically built for the 12-ounce cup. It has to be any kind of cup. It can be Coke, it can be from McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Pepsi, Sprite, I don't know, Subway, your favorite restaurant, any kind of cup, 12 ounce. Because this is the most common size in the world and is the smallest size also. Of course, you will have an extra gimmick and you can adapt your gimmick to another kind of objects or sizes. Maybe in your country, they don't have a 12-ounce cup like this one, that I really doubt, because this is very popular. It's like a universal size. But anyway, in your country they are bigger, they are smaller, no problem. You have an extra gimmick and you can adapt that, and I'll explain that in a second. But as I said, this was specifically built for this cup, and as you see, it will fit perfectly in any 12-ounce cup of McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Subway, any restaurant or place, even a coffee place. So it also fits perfectly in any Pringles can. It can be a big one, a small one. So if I just place it inside, like this, it fits perfectly under the plastic cap on top. Here, the same thing. So that is the gimmick, the Cap Zero gimmick. And also, as I was saying, you receive an extra gimmick that is a plastic strip of this material. So what you have to do, this comes like this, just a plastic strip. So you have to measure this with the object that you want to float, and you will be holding maybe under a lid or depending on the object. So you're gonna use Crazy Glue. Crazy Glue is this transparent glue that is very powerful. Be careful, do not stick your fingers with it. It happens to me a lot. So what you do is basically you measure this up with your object, make a circle. You can use a pen or a marker or anything to put a mark on there. Use a little bit of Crazy Glue, and then you're gonna stick these two parts together. You have to wait for a few seconds, and now you have your new Cap Zero gimmick. The only thing left that you have to do is grab maybe a needle or something very small and sharp, and make a couple of holes on each side. Be careful to make the holes at the same position in one side that in the other side. So now you have to place the thread inside, as you will see as an example in your Cap Zero gimmick, and you will have a loop of thread. How long or how short it's gonna be, it's of course up to you, up to your performance or whatever you want to do with the extra gimmick. So that's the extra gimmick. And also, as I was saying, you receive the painted thread. This is a very invisible stage thread that I think it will be really helpful for magicians around the world. I have been making nice objects fly on stage. You don't have a lot of lighting to do this. You can do it white light as you saw me on the demo. The best suggestion always is to wear black, but sometimes if I am wearing white, you will not even be able to see it if you are a feet away. So of course I'm not saying to wear white, but what I'm trying to say is that you can be relaxed with the clothing. So it's not like you have to be wearing black. You can wear any kind of dark color. In my suggestion, it will be better. So you have received 20 feet, which is 7 meters of this thread. Of course, replacements are available at twistermagic.com at any time. We can supply you with more of this stuff. I say it's very valuable because it is very thin and it is very strong, and we have put a lot of time and money trying to work on this kind of material to put it on the market. So I think you'll like it and you'll be able to perform miracles with it. So that's the Pentatret, the extra gimmick, and the Cap Zero gimmick, and now we'll go in detail with the explanation of all the effects that you watch at the DVD. Also, I forgot to mention that inside of your box you receive a black piece of Velcro. One is the male, the other is the female, and that will be very helpful to perform one of the effects, especially with the Coke. You'll notice why in just a second in the explanation part. The floating cola, the original idea that came to my mind when I thought in Cap Zero as a trick for you. Well, first of all, the gimmick. I have replaced the invisible Pentatret with white thread, so you will be able to see how the gimmick to the other side, and it creates a loop and will allow me to do many things in terms of floating objects. So when I performed the trick, I had a Coca-Cola bottle full of liquid on the table. I'm talking about the demo. And I show you the cup that was empty and pour the liquid in. You don't have to do that. Of course, it's up to you to do whatever you want with the trick. But I did it for one reason on the demo. This demo, of course, was directed to magicians like you, that you purchase the product. And I wanted to show the magicians that this is not just a simple styrofoam cup that will float like this. I want them to understand that it was full of liquid. So, now I'm going to put the liquid inside of the cup. It can be full, no problem, because the Pentatret is very, very strong. So, as I said, you don't have to do this on stage. You can have it full of liquid ready. And these go here. Now, here is a little detail, very important. It depends how you perform the trick. But most of the times I prefer to put the straw and use some magic tape, okay? Some Scotch magic tape to stick that is transparent also and is very sticky and will hold the straw to this lid. It is easy to put and remove, and also it will allow me, in the case of grabbing the straw for a second, of releasing both hands of the cap and doing this. So it will hold the cup, the lid, and the straw together. So, with that said, I'm gonna go in detail with the explanation of the floating cola. So, you received a piece of Velcro, a male and a female part, and what you are going to do is put or stick this half and half. So now automatically you have a strap. So you can adjust this strap to your belt. For this particular trick and handling, we will call it this handling number 1 of the Cap Zero trick. You will place this here around your belt and then put the thread of your gimmick. Let me unthread this. The thread of your gimmick here inside of the Velcro, like here. Then you close it around, and this will now run through this place, as you see. You can, because this is invisible and it's not wide like here in the example, you can have this anytime in your pocket, and you can perform this impromptu at a Starbucks coffee, at a McDonald's, at a Burger King, any restaurant. So you place this inside of your pocket, this remain hanging, and at any time you can grab the gimmick, place it secretly in your left hand, and grab your cup and load it inside of the gimmick. So, going back to this explanation in which I was already set up, you have the gimmick, you put the cup, raise the gimmick all the way to the top, and it will be automatically concealed by the lid, the plastic lid of the cup, as you can see now. So what I did while I was performing, I entered into the demo, show you that it was empty. I repeat one more time, you don't have to do that, it can be filled of liquid like it is right now, and place the cup here on the table. So now this is what you have to do. You have to use both of your thumbs, and with the hands close to the cup, like I am doing right now, just raise. So this situation will be created. Now here I prefer to run the thread around the nails. This move is based on the Belle de Nuit bow, floating bow. And it was refreshed to me as a concept by my good friend El Gran Louis from Spain. So I want to take a minute here to thank Louis for bringing and refreshing this old idea to me. So, because if the thread is around your nails, it will be easy to run smoother than if it is in your thumbs or skin. Anyway, in your thumbs or skin, it also works. Okay? So this is what is going to happen. You put it in your nails or in your thumbs, however you like the most. Now, there's two movements here. Your body will move and then your hands will move. First, if I just pull my wrist, my waist, and my belt back, and I am having this secure, this is what is going to happen automatically. Watch. So the cup will raise automatically from the table or floor, however you prefer, to the air. And remember, it is full of liquid. So, once again, you can come at any time. This can be an opener if you wish. You're already set. Show the cup, put it on the table, put your hands close to the cup, and while you raise, you're ready with the thread. Try to put the thread around your nails, and then concentrate. You can move your hands this way, it's not a problem with the thread. You can go down, up, and then if I pull my belt a little bit back, the cup will start floating. My hands are still in the same position. Okay, one more time, watch. Here. I have to say that it's more difficult with this white thread than it is with a penta thread, but still, it works. So, going up, and then my hands are approaching. And because I have this straw bent, I'm gonna actually just grab the straw with my mouth at the same time that I drop my hands. Drink, so you see the liquid going up, and say cheers, kampai, salute, salute. Also, so one more time, I place the cup here, put my hands around the cup, go up, get ready, pull my waist back, my belt back, and then come close. You can also grab it if you want. If you don't want to put it in your mouth, you can also concentrate and then, okay? But you see now my hands are moving here because my body is not moving. So that's why first I have to pull my wrist first and then grab the cup. One more time. Watch. Concentrate. Grab it. Drink, and that's the floating cola with the handling number 1. How I did with the Pringles or with the Starbucks coffee. This is what I call the handling number 2. So I'm not going to use now the Velcro in my belt. I'm not going to use that connection through to my belt. I am going to use just the gimmick and the object, okay? So same idea, grab the gimmick, stick, in this case the Pringles can, as I explained to you before in the DVD. This gimmick that it comes with your DVD is already ready to perform. It will fit any kind of Pringles can. So this is handling number 2. Now I'm going to stick my thumb, only one hand, into the thread, as you can see here. Can you see now? Here? Perfect. Great. So now I grab the Pringles can. So this is a very nice trick because this can be on top of your table at any time. And this thread can be just hanging behind your table. So you are performing other tricks, you are not hooked. In this handling, it gives you more liberty, more freedom. So you are performing, and at any time you just grab, put your, let me do it this way, so you get to see better. You have the thread like this. So at any time you just grab the Pringles can, and while you pull your hand back, the thread will be here, okay? So facing this way, I am performing any other tricks, grab the can, and by transferring the can here, see if it gets stuck here, okay? So by transferring the can here, I have the thread. So I can grab the Pringles, show it to you. Don't worry about the thread. Don't worry, nobody will notice the thread on stage. You show the can, put the can on the table, and then we have to use the pulley system, okay, like this. And what you do is now you see both hands. You can wave your hands, do the magic wave, say the magic words, or just use the music as I do. And by pulling with this hand, the Pringles can will go up. I want to thank in this part of the DVD to Mr. Dava, my good friend and business partner, because we were playing with this idea and he suggests a lot of things for this handling up and down in Lima. So I want to thank him right now. So watch, grab the one more time, grab the thread, grab the can, show the can, transfer the can if you want, set the can on the table, put your other thumb here behind both threads, and by using the pulley system, concentrate, pull with this hand in that direction, and this is going to happen. So it starts floating. Very important, when you float objects, don't do it this way, because immediately you will realize that something is holding the thread, the object from your hand, okay, because it's balancing. And if you have a balance move, it's because it is connected in certain ways. So try to do it like this. Grab it, concentrate, make some tension here so you know that there is tension here. Concentrate and it goes up like this. And then if you put your hand, you're here, right? If you put your hand here down, you can wave your fingers and let the thread go down. So one more time since the beginning, handling number 2 for Pringles. Show it, grab the can, show the can, put it on the table, put your hands, do the magic wave, concentrate, go up. Also, mix direction is very important. It's not good if you do this. You have to be looking at the object, so everybody will look at the object, okay? So, and then going down, put the thread down, open the can, eat some, give them as a souvenir, or pour them on the bowl as I did on the demo. Once again, that was intentionally, that was in purpose, because I want you to know that it was full of potato chips, but for the audience you don't have to do that. So that is handling number 2 with the Pringles can, and with the Starbucks coffee something very similar that I will show you in just 1 second. Now, we are still in the handling number 2 with the Starbucks coffee. There's a little bit of difference between this trick and the Pringles can. It's basically same handling, but a few differences that I will show you in detail. I will be more than glad to do it for you. So you place the gimmick. You also, this is used for hot coffee, and it's very helpful to secure your gimmick. You don't have to use it, but if you have it and you can ask for one, it is better, I'll say. So place the cardboard here, so it secures the gimmick on top, so it's not going down anywhere. Now grab the same here and the Starbucks coffee. This will be very similar to one of the effects used in the TV series Them, Totally Hidden Stream Magic. I am totally sure it's not the same system, but the effect will be the same, trying to float a coffee. Try to do this at your coffee shop, the most close to you, Starbucks or Gloria beans or any kind of brand, and I assure you that you will surprise more than one. So you place the gimme, grab your coffee, place it on the table, same stuff. I am already hooked with the thumb. Grab the other hand, and this is what I'm going to do different than the Pringles. First concentrate, then concentrate, move my hands, then watch. It's going up, and now instead of placing my hand under and making it go down, which is fine and you can do it, what I did with the coffee to make it a little bit different was to float it, and then you see how is the line of the thread balancing, so it goes from one hand to the other hand. Watch. Okay? Of course you have to help the cup with this hand. This is full of liquid now, so you have to help the cup going down. Watch. And then grab the coffee, drink it, and that's basically the Starbucks coffee handling number 2. We'll go now with handling number 3. This is the handling number 3 of the Cup Zero. There is hundreds of possibilities and thread work. There is a lot of books published and DVDs published about thread working. Some of the names that come to my mind and have been a good influence to me are Michael Amar, of course, Tommy Wonder, Fred Cops, of course, and Mr. Steve Ferguson for creating so many things with thread work. So right now I want to show you how the cell phone trick was accomplished. It is very easy to do. You need a notepad, memo pad if you wish, any kind, but I will suggest anything small that will fit into your pocket. You need a cell phone, any kind. You can use an iPhone, a BlackBerry, or this kind of flip phones that I really like for this effect because of the balance that it gives you the cell phone when the flip is open. Also, you need a little bit of Scotch tape. The kind is Magic Tape of the brand 3M. And you're going to need your penta thread that it comes in your trick. So I'm going to use this white thread only to demonstrate how I hook both parts. I think this is a very important part of the trick. You're going to grab one piece of tape and you're going to stick it here in the center, the thread in the center. You're going to fold it 1, 2, and 3 times. Then you're going to fold this side, securing the sticky part, and the other side securing. Okay? So when you are done with that, let me open it here. Great. When you are done with that, you're going to do it one more time. Because remember that thread, and because of the weight, there's a lot of tension, and if you don't secure the thread, the object will fall to the ground, and you don't want that to happen while performing the trick. So, one more time. You place a Scotch tape here and here, so you have 2 times. This is very secure now. And now you grab one piece of tape and do it one more time, but this time you are not going to close the tape around this bulk here. What you're gonna do is just stick this to your cell phone. Where to put it, it's basically up to you, up to your performance, up to you, what you want. But here, since I am making the cell phone float, and I want the cell phone to arrive here and do not stay here, but just arrive all the way to the top. So I have to stick the tape not on the tip of the phone, but here, around the center. So let me show you how I do it. Stick it here. Okay, and because I want this to be very secure, I use an extra piece of tape. Great. Now, don't worry because nobody will see this part. But if you worry about it, you can use a marker, a black marker, color it or whatever. But nobody will really get to see this part of the cell phone. So, this is the first piece. And now I have to estimate the size of the thread of about the same size of my Cup Zero gimmick without using the plastic ring here. Let me give an extra more. Good. So I'm going to stick this to not to the front of the block of the notepad, but to the bottom. Okay? I'm going to place here the thread and do exactly the same thing that I did with the phone. Stick it here. 1, 2, 3. Now here 1 and 2. Do it one more time. And finally, a piece of scotch tape here. Thread hamming here, and an extra piece to secure it. Okay, so now this is ready. I have the cell phone. And how do I start the trick? Let me show you. This is basically what is going to happen. I'm gonna do this and then raise the phone. Now why that is happening? Because this is not center. I forgot to tell you, sorry about that, my mistake. You have to stick this in such a way that is centered in the phone, that I didn't, and that is causing me the trouble. So we're gonna in the center. Now try this in the center. Yes. So you can be balanced here. Perfect. Fantastic. So this is what is going to happen with Notepad. You're gonna do the pulley system until you get the phone and then answer it. So you have the thread going in between your pinky and ring finger and the medium and index finger, like here. This goes into your pocket. It can go all the way in, no problem. And you have to close your cell phone, okay? Or you can have it open if you want, and you can come talking with the phone. You go out, enter on stage, talking with the phone, like pretend that you are talking to someone. Say, wait, will you hold a second? Okay, perfect, hold a second, sorry. I put this on the table, and at the same time that I am doing that, I am, watch, put this on the table. I am grabbing the notepad from my pocket and removing it. While I remove the notepad, I apply a little bit of pressure. So I create a little tension in between the cell phone and my hand, just to make sure that the thread, it is aligned, it is in the center, and it will allow me to do this. If not, if the thread is to one side and I just apply the pressure and try to lift it, this is going to happen. Okay? So once again, when I remove the notepad, I look at the cell phone and at the notepad at the same time and make sure that the thread is going all the way to the center. Grab the notepad, relax now, open, check a phone number or whatever I want to tell that person. So, okay, great, close it, then concentrate, and now wave your hand on top. This is what is going to happen, watch. This is the effect, and it's a beautiful effect. So once again, magic here, and then pull with your hand, and the phone will arrive to you. You can talk again, say thank you very much. You can walk away, close the cell phone, put it with a notepad and put it everything in your pocket or away, and you are free to go. Well, this is the moment in which I thank you very much for purchasing one of Twister Magic products. It is really a pleasure for me trying to bring my ideas to the magic world, and I really appreciate not only you buying them but also performing them. It makes me very happy. I fell in love with magic when I was really a very, very young kid, and I have been and still learning a lot from you and many magicians in the world that teach me. So I always think that it is very important to thank. I want to take a moment here to thank first Mr. Fukai from Japan, who was the first who inspired me to work with this kind of thread. Still, as I explained before, it is, I believe, a stronger and invisible thread than the one that he used, but it was one of my first inspirations. Also want to thank Mr. Fantasio because in certain way, when I learned to do the dancing cane with the disappearing cane of Fantasio, I learned about this kind of hook and ring, this plastic ring that he used with mylar, different thing to float a cane. Also want to thank my good friend Gustavo Raleigh, who was a witness of my first tests with the Cap Zero a long time ago, Mr. Dava. Also want to thank my good friend Nelson de la Prida, who is a great magician from Miami, who was born in Cuba and lives in Miami. And he's a great guy, a great thinker, and also helps me a lot during the project. And who else? Want to thank, of course, all the inspirations, Finn John, Tommy Wonder, Steve Ferson, Juan Jiggle Mesica, and all the people that works with Thread, Michael Lamar, of course. Going back to how or what can you do with the Cap Zero, it's up to you. The limit is your imagination. For example, here I have the Frosted Flakes container, okay, that is very known in the States. You can make this gimmick customized to this big size, okay? I realized that this gimmick will also fit the macaroni and cheese by Kraft. That is a container very similar, so you can stick this big gimmick to it. You can use, of course, as I explained you, the soda caps, different sizes, if you adapt your gimmick, or 12 ounce, Starbucks coffee, a cell phone that can fly. Also, you can use bottles, any kind of bottles, if you have a small gimmick that will stop by right here in the cap. Pringles cans, I don't know. It's up to you. I hope you enjoyed Cap Zero. Thank you for purchasing Twister Magic products, and if you want more of my ideas and my products, just visit the website www.twistermagic.com. My name is George Iglesias, and it was a pleasure to share this time with you. Bye bye, and see you very soon with more ideas.